Hey VC, what's up? It's me, yours truly. I am back to post a quick video here. Just recent finds, stuff that's come in over the past few weeks. I haven't been as active in the VC over the past week or two, just things being so busy and everything. But wanted to kind of sneak in a quick video here and just share some cool stuff that's come in. One absolute and total and complete grail, and another one that's kind of more of a personal grail. It's a cool record and all that, maybe not the most significant thing, but it's a personal grail to me. But yeah, let's just kind of dive into it. Like I said, I haven't been as active here, but still been working at the shop, which is always cool. And this past Friday, you guys know Concert Buddy here in the VC. He and I had a chance to hook up and, hung out, had lunch, hit a few stores, and just kind of had an awesome afternoon, which was really cool. He's always just an awesome guy to hang out with. I mean, just hilarious, fun to be around, knowledgeable, just kind of the whole nine. So it was a blast. But yeah, so picked up a couple things there. So let's just kind of jump right into it. And I'm just going to start off with the Grail, the thing that was so exciting to me. I know a lot of times we tend to save it for the end, and I know I do that a lot, but let's just start right up front with just an absolute gem of a piece right here that came into the collection, which is, of course, a 1969 OG RL pressing of Led Zeppelin 2. And not only just an RL, but in that condition, as you can see, just with the cover there. I mean, no creases, no anything, maybe a little bit of browning kind of going right there by the spine, which is not even really showing up that well there, but just a fantastic, beautiful piece. And for those maybe that don't know anything about like what makes this any more significant, or what does he mean by RL or whatever, because obviously there's some people that don't have any clue, and I'm talking to them. So those of you that know the RL thing, don't get all bogged down in my details here really quick, but just to keep a simple sharing with people, is when the album first came out, Robert Ludwig did the mix on the album, and like it was put out, and that mix is referred to as a hot mix. That's oftentimes what you'll hear is like the RL hot mix. And what it's referring to is that the volume levels on stuff inside the album, for lack of better terms, were just kind of really turned up. Like the bass was just kind of punchy and hit real hard. The drums were big and thick. It was just kind of like what you want from a rock and roll type of record. Well, the powers that be at the time and all of that were saying like, no, those volume levels, like it's too much. I guess some people just like weren't even experiencing it very well on their turntables. Like it's just, okay, this is all wrong. We need to take all those volume levels back down and get more to a normal level. Well, a lot of those RL mixes were already kind of floating out there, and those are the very desirable ones to have. And they do sound completely different. I mean, in a good way. It is just a big, just like it makes it bigger. That's really the best way I can kind of put it. So yeah, so those RL mixes are not very easy to come across, and yeah, so to get one in my collection is absolutely fantastic. And I have to give a huge thanks to Billy Hurst over at Riverbend Records, because this was actually the awesome copy he had in his collection, and he got one in that was even better, if you can even imagine that. And so he knew how bad I wanted one, and I'd asked him if he's gonna get rid of one and that type of thing. And I could really tell, like, because again, knowing Billy as long as I've known him, it was like, yeah, I don't know, I kind of want to keep both of them type of thing. But he really kind of knew how much I wanted one and really wanted me to have one within my collection. So he was willing to kind of work out a trade with me and actually, allow me to have the luxury of having one of these in my collection. And you can see how clean that is. Like, oh my gosh, fantastic copy. And so again, I can't thank Billy enough for being willing to give up one of his precious gems just so I could have one in my collection. And I even made him a pinky swear. He didn't ask for it, but I made him a pinky swear that if this ever leaves my collection, it goes back to his shop. So, but yeah, beautiful piece there. So happy to have that in my collection. I mean, and I had to give up some gold to get it too. I mean, it was, so there's a couple pieces that still kind of twing within me that I had to, like, but you're not going to get gold like that unless you give up gold to get it. So he made me an awesome trade. And again, I cannot thank you enough, Billy, man. So thanks a lot. And then another kind of just what I said personal grail is this right here, which is the Roxy Music. This is their first self-titled album. You know, I have like the Roxy box set, and I've been picking up the Abbey Road Studio remasters, but I still just kind of want to have all the Roxy stuff with original pressings, and I have everything except for one, but I do have this one already. But I just felt like if I'm going to stumble across a white label promo in that condition, I'm definitely going to replace the other original pressing that I have of that. So just a beautiful white label promo. And with my collecting, you know, over the past few years, the thing that's really gotten, you know, become such a big, strong thing for me is condition. Like, I just will not bring anything it's in whatever I consider to be subpar condition for me, I won't bring into my collection. So that's what makes this kind of stuff grailish to me, is not necessarily even just the album or the white label promo, but the fact to find one in that condition. That is the grail part for me, which is just freaking beautiful. So love it to death. Then also have, again, this is the Roxy Music Stranded. This is one of the Abbey Road half-speed remasters. I'm just kind of picking these up here and there as I have some extra credit left at work. Just kind of figured I'd grab those and just kind of doing it one piece at a time. And then here's one too. The one and only Mr. Billy Crayoni. You guys know him here in the VC. You know, one of the number of independent artists that we have here in the VC. This is his album Presto. It was 2011, I think this came out, and so this is the first time it's been pressed on vinyl. He just got this pressed on vinyl, which is really cool. You know, so if you're a big 80s dance fan, you know, that type of music, you know, this is definitely kind of right up your alley there. He even has a lot of appearances here by a lot of big 80s stars that you'll know, like Tiffany, New Shoes, Spinderella from Salt and Pepper, Samantha Fox, you know, Boy George, that type of thing. So, you know, kind of in that flavor. But yeah, so it's always cool, you know, we have one of our own kind of putting out music and actually putting themselves in that music world. So yeah, it'd be really cool to go over and support Billy. I'm actually going to be doing a giveaway next week. I'm going to put up a contest to do a giveaway. I'm going to be giving away 2 of his albums, so keep an eye out for that. Like I said, I'll be starting that contest next week. So yeah, really, really cool. But if you want to check out some of his other stuff, or just go ahead and purchase a copy, whatever the case may be, crayonimusic.com. Again, Crayoni as in crayonimusic.com. You can find it there, and yeah. But like I said, I will be giving away a couple copies myself, so be looking for that next week. Some more cool pieces here. A 1979 Japanese pressing, original pressing of Love Drive by Scorpions. Another beautiful, beautiful piece to the collection there. Third Eye Blind, a collection, just kind of a greatest hits album that came out this year. Really cool. If you don't have any other Third Eye Blind, this is definitely a nice one to have. You know, just really has all their hits on there. Nice 2 LP set. Another was kind of a random find, which is Herbie Hancock. Just happened to find this in this little store, which I don't usually find stuff like this there. But yeah, so you know, for his 1976 release. And again, I'll pull this out really quick. And this is his album Secrets. And once again, just a beautiful white label promo. Awesome condition. So that was another awesome find for the jazz collection there with the Genius Herbie. The 14th Trip from Brown Acid. You know, great psychedelic compilations. Just a lot of that, really just like what it says, heavy rock from the underground. I mean, just a lot of stuff that those of us that are not really into that deep, rare, you know, you'll probably never hear it in a million years psych. Like, if you're not into that stuff regularly, this is how you can get your hands on just fabulous, I mean, just great underground psych music. And all 14 of the trips are fantastic. Like, don't even worry about which one you're going to buy, because every single one I listen to, I'm just like, that is amazing. But they just came out with the 14th one there. Let's see here. Matter of fact, that box set, you see, if I can point to it right up there, that's the the first 10 trips in that first 10 albums there. I still need the 5th one, but yeah, that holds the first 10. But anyway, moving right along, An Emotion here. This is from 1984. Another one of those kind of, those 80s new wave popish type of bands. They had that big hit Obsession off of this album, which I really, really love, and so glad I finally got this back in my collection. And this just kind of really goes back to the way my collecting is going right now, just kind of where I'm at as a collector, because I purged a copy of this maybe 5 or 6 years ago, when I really kind of went through the whole cleaning up my collection and getting rid of stuff, and I just hadn't stumbled across another really, really nice copy. I've stumbled across a bunch of copies, but just not one that I felt like was, nice enough to bring into the collection. So I came across this one the other day when I was out, and was like, finally came across a good one here. And it's really kind of my philosophy in collecting right now, because this is a $5 record, maybe a $7 record, but it's basically a $5 record. But it's just like, I'm just not willing to settle for one that's just not in the condition that is up to par. And I just consistently found if I'm just patient and skip past the ones that aren't that great, eventually a nice one's going to come my way. So another great pickup there. So I was very happy about that one. My girl, Tina Turner, Foreign Affairs. This is from 1989. This was her release from 89 that had like her big hit, The Best, and one of my favorite songs by her, which is Look Me in the Heart. Love it, love it, love it. So I picked up a nice reissue of that the other day. So fantastic copy there. I love my girl Tina. Jason Isbell and the 400 Unit, just one of his albums I didn't have. Live Twist and Shout, 11/16/07. So I pick up all of Jason's stuff. There's definitely some albums I like better than others, but for the most part, across the board, all his stuff is great. Especially his album Southeastern. If for some reason you have not heard that album, that is one you must check out. Fantastic, fantastic. Slipknot, another one of the reissues that have come out recently, and this is All Hope Is Gone. This is the 2 LP on orange vinyl that originally came out in 2008. I actually have an original pressing of it. But yeah, with them reissuing all of these Slipknots, it's really been awesome, because even though I'm not like the gigantic Slipknot fan, I really love them. But for gigantic Slipknot fans, it has not been easy or cheap to get any of their stuff really over the past few years. So, pretty much most can get the entire catalog now at a reasonable price, which is really cool. So I'm so glad they've been doing these reissues. And All Hope Is Gone is probably my favorite album by them, mainly because my favorite song is Psychosocial. So, and then I had to pick this one up the other day too, which is the Kate Bush. This is Hounds of Love. And of course, this has made such a big comeback recently because of the whole Stranger Thing connection and that song, Running Up the Hill, which, just kind of blew up overnight when it was featured in Stranger Things. That is what I found too, though, because I listened to this album a long time ago and just, listened to it, but didn't really pay much attention to it. Didn't have anything that brought me back to it, so I never purchased it. But as much as that song has been making such a comeback recently, it's amazing how it gets seared in your mind. And I was like, screw it. If they're going to reissue it, I'm just going to go ahead and pick it up. So, Kate Bush, Hounds of Love. That was a good pickup. Here we have Gustav here. Audio drag for Ego Slobs. I was trying to think about saying something else. New group that I was just introduced to by actually someone that comes into the record store quite a bit. And he was telling me about this, and I was just really kind of captured by the things he was saying. And I think he described it pretty accurately too, as he said, it's kind of like a Talking Heads, but more of a Tom Tom Club Talking Heads, and not maybe as quite as dancey and that type of thing. So I'm just thinking like, okay, how do I put that together? And when I listen to it, I can definitely kind of hear that. It is a kind of an artsy, but a little more, not serious, but dry kind of thing. Really hard to describe, but it really was a cool album, enough to the point where I decided, hey, I'm going to pick up a copy of that. So that's Audio Drag for Ego Slobs by Gustav. So really interesting new discovery for me there. That's one of the great things about working at the store is people are always coming in, you know, telling you about something new you should check out. The new Marcus King, and this is Youngblood. I haven't listened to this all the way through yet. I've only listened to side one, actually. But the same old Marcus King as the previous two albums. You know, and all I say is, like, don't let this dude's looks fool you. I mean, when you talk about just, like, this great mixture of this blues, hard rock, southern rock, country, it's just like, it's hard to even tell where you're at sometimes with the way that he does it. But I would almost say blues rock is kind of more where it's at. But with a soul to a lot. I mean, it's really hard to describe, but really, really good stuff. His first album is still my absolute favorite, but again, I haven't actually gone through all of this yet, so we'll kind of see how it pans out. But great artist there. And last but not least, Moby. This is Play. The reissue of this just came out, which is pretty awesome. I don't listen to a ton of Moby, and I'm still not a gigantic fan of his. The one album I like the most is this one. So, you know, I was willing to kind of pick that one up. So that was a good one to get into the collection. But 2 LP recent reissue. But yeah, excuse me. So there you go, VC. I guess I did get a couple CDs too, but I mean nothing really gigantic worth showing there or anything. So, but yeah, as always, thanks for watching, guys. Glad I had a chance to at least have a little touch base here after being gone for a week or two. And let me know what you think, and we will talk to you soon. All right, take care, guys.